I stand before the ruins of ancient Rome, where once the fate of an empire teetered on the brink of destruction.
The year is 91 BCE, and the Italian peninsula is a powder keg of discontent.
Rome, the dominant power, rules over a patchwork of allied cities and peoples. But these allies, who have fought and bled for Rome's glory, are denied the rights of citizenship. Tone it. The stage is set for a conflict that will shake the very foundations of the Roman Republic. As we gaze upon the Italian landscape of 91 BCE, we see a peninsula divided. Rome stands at its center, a colossus that has grown fat on the spoils of conquest.
But the Italian allies, who have long served as the backbone of Roman military might, are restless.
They have shed blood on distant battlefields, yet are denied the privileges of Roman citizenship. The Samnites, the Marsi, the Picentes, a proud peoples with rich histories of their own month, chafe under Roman dominance. Essentialist. The political landscape is a tinderbox, ready to ignite. Roman senators debate in marble halls of instances. The Italian allies, once content with military alliances, now demand more. They seek equality, representation.
But Rome, ever jealous of its power, turns a deaf ear to these pleas.
How long could such injustice persist before exploding into open conflict?
Into this volatile mix steps Marcus Livius Drusus, a Roman tribune with grand ambitions. Drusus sees the writing on the wall. He proposes sweeping reforms, aiming to extend citizenship to the Italian allies and address their grievances.
For a moment, it seems that bloodshed might be averted.
But the entrenched interests of Rome will not yield so easily. Opposition to Drusus grows, and whispers of treachery fill the air. Then, on a fateful night in 91 BCE, assassins strike. Drusus falls, his reforms dying with him. The last hope for a peaceful resolution is extinguished in a pool of blood.
The Italian allies, their patience exhausted, their last champion slain, reach for their swords. The assassination of Drusus is not just the murder of a man. It is the death knell of peace in Italy.
Would Rome come to regret this act of short-sighted violence?
The Italian allies, their hopes for equality through peaceful means shattered, now turn to the sword. The Marsi, the Samnites, the Picentes, and others, old rivals now stand shoulder to shoulder. They establish a capital at Corfinium, renaming it Italia. A new state is born in defiance of Rome. The Roman reaction is swift and furious. Consuls are elected, legions are raised, and Rome prepares for war.
But this is no ordinary conflict. The Italian allies know Roman tactics, Roman weaknesses. Now, that knowledge will be turned against their former masters.
As the engagements begin, the fields of Italy witness a decisive conflict. The social war, As the war unfolds, we witness a clash of titans. The Roman legions, battle-hardened and disciplined. The Italians, led by experienced generals like Quintus Poppaedius Silo of the Marsi, prove to be formidable foes. They adopt Roman tactics and organization, creating a mirror image of the very force they oppose.
The clash of steel echoes through the valley, as the Italian forces spring their trap. Roman formations crumble under the onslaught, their discipline shattered by the ferocity of the attack.
The consul himself falls in battle, a profound moment in Roman history. His legacy is etched into the Victory emboldens the Italian allies. They push forward, threatening Roman colonies and sowing fear in the heart of the Republic. For a moment, it seems that Rome might actually fall to its former allies.
Rome adapts, granting leaders extraordinary powers. Gaius Marius, the famed reformer of the Roman military, is called upon once again.
Lucius Cornelius Sulla, a rising star, takes command of forces in the south. Rome restructures its approach, dividing Italy into theaters of war and appointing able commanders to each. The Roman military machine begins its preparations, showcasing efficiency and strategy.
He defeats the Samnites in a series of engagements, slowly pushing them back.
In one brutal battle, Sulla's forces clash with the Samnites in a narrow valley. The fighting is intense, with neither side giving ground.
Sulla, seizing the moment, leads a daring flanking maneuver that breaks the Samnite line.
The Roman strategy of divide and conquer comes into play. They offer citizenship to communities that lay down arms.
Slowly, inexorably, the tide begins to turn in Rome's favor. Roman and Italian alike feel the sting of loss.
The economy of the peninsula.
The clash is a masterpiece of Roman tactical prowess. Sulla's forces execute a complex series.
The Italian lines are enveloped, caught between the anvil of Sulla's main force and the hammer of his cavalry.
The scene is both vast and detailed, offering insights into the historical events that unfolded here. The Samnites, among the most determined of Rome's foes, fight on with fierce resistance.
Each engagement is hard-fought, with veterans on both sides employing every trick and tactic learned over generations of warfare.
The soil of Italy is enriched with the legacy of its people, Roman and allied alike. In a stroke of political genius, Rome unleashes its most effective weapon yet, but citizenship. This is followed by the Lex Plautia Papiria in 89 BCE, extending the offer to even more Italian communities.
It's a masterstroke that begins to unravel the Italian Confederation from within.
Many Italian communities, seeing the opportunity to gain what they had long sought through peaceful means, accept the offer.
In addition, the unified front of the Italian allies begins to crack. Some continue to fight, but others.
Rome's strategy of division proves effective, slowly but surely turning the tide of the conflict. As Rome's new strategy takes effect, the Italian Confederation begins to crumble.
The Samnites and some other holdouts continue to resist, but their cause is increasingly hopeless.
In 88 BCE, the last major battles are fought. The clash of arms reaches a...
But it's a futile effort against the now united might of Rome and its new citizens.
Rome, blooded but victorious, stands triumphant over a devastated Italy.
The social war reshapes the very nature of Roman identity. Italian peoples, now citizens.
But the cost has been immense. Hundreds of thousands lie dead. Cities and farms lie in ruin. The rise of military commanders like Sulla foreshadows the coming age of powerful generals and, eventually, emperors.